Now to a man who is like a hurricane churning through the water in Beijing. What else can be said about Michael Phelps? He is the best ever, and he joins us live this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Michael, you sound a little bit sleepy this morning. Has this all real? Have you had a chance to let this all sink in yet?
Not yet, but yeah, I am tired, but there's so much stuff that, there's so many things that I want to do, and I started there, I finished the last lap for the Hilton Summit of Beijing today, and I'm trying to grow the sport of swimming and take it to a new level and try to get more people involved, and I think that the first step in doing that is trying to get kids to feel comfortable in the water.
We've got some kids lined up in just a couple of seconds from the Wolverine Swim Club who have got some big questions for you this morning. My question for you is to have set this kind of goal, this literally almost impossible goal. How did you keep your focus through all those days in the pool?
It's just because, when I set a goal, that's the only thing I'm focusing on. When I want something, I work as hard as I can to get it, and really nothing. I don't let anything stand in my way. I was able to have a pretty good week and have everything go near perfect. From the 1/100th to recovering, to sleeping and eating properly, to getting it all. It was a pretty incredible and amazing week.
Well, it has been a blast to watch you night after night after night. And as I say, we have some of your pals from the Wolverine Swim Club. These are young swimmers who really look up to you a lot. They have some questions for you, and we want to start with Anna Del Monte, who actually got to swim in a meet with you once. Anna, what is your question for Michael?
Yep.
How do you keep from getting psyched out from tough competitors?
Michael, could you hear that? How do you keep from getting psyched out from tough competitors?
Yep. I think with when I go to a meet and when I compete, I step up on the block and I'm focused on what I have to do. I try not to really get caught up in what everybody else is doing. I try to really just focus on what I want to do and what I can do at that competition. And I never really get psyched out. I always have my headphones on, so it allows me to sort of just relax and stay focused.
Sometimes I have a hard time staying focused and getting myself to go to practice. Did you ever feel like that, and how did you overcome it?
Growing up, I played a bunch of other sports, and once I really focused on the sport of swimming, I was able to, to set so many goals and time standards that I wanted to get to, and achievements that I wanted to do, I was always focused on those. This is something that I love, and sometimes you do get off track, but I would always think back to my goal sheet and what I wrote down on the piece of paper, I just look at that, and that reminds me, what I have to do to be able to achieve my goals.
And we have another question from Chris Klein. Chris says, actually ran into you at the supermarket once. Chris, what is your question for Michael Phelps?
When you were a young teenager, what did you have to sacrifice to do this kind of sport?
I think growing up, I think the biggest thing was when I was in high school. When your friends would, go out on a Friday or Saturday and stay out late, or always have the school dances and everything. There were some things that I did have to give up, but for me, I wanted to have the opportunity to do something that no one else has ever done before, and have the opportunity and things that are I guess have the opportunities that I'm having right now, because they're they're priceless opportunities and amazing memories and moments that I'll have for the rest of my life.
Wow, so cool. It's such an inspiration to so many people all across the country. We want to thank our friends there at the Wolverine Swim Club, where you have worked out for these last several years and have helped make your amazing Olympic performance possible. Michael, a couple of other questions. The camera's focused on several meets and some of the people up in the stands, your mother in particular and your sisters. But there were events where there were people in the crowd like LeBron James, like Kobe Bryant. Some of the best athletes in the world stood in line just to get the opportunity to see you perform. Did you ever look up there and say, holy cow, this is really happening to me?
I mean, we saw people from LeBron to Kobe to Melo, to D. Wade, to President Bush, to Bill Gates. We saw literally so many people that were in the stands cheering us on, and I think this sport really is starting to take off, and it's just an honor to be a part of it and help this sport grow and attract new faces to it.
Wow. Michael Phelps, I can't say it enough, but it's been so much fun to watch you swim this last week. It's a lot of people in a lot of living rooms across the country just screaming like crazy. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and especially to those young swimmers there at the Wolverine Swim Club. Have a great time the rest of your stay in Beijing, and once again, congratulations.